Okay, so my name is John Sadowski. I'm a student at the University of Mount Union, which is right outside of Canton, Ohio. And this is my flow system model of the Chipotle Mexican grill that I work at. I actually just got off of work not too long ago, so like I still have my shirt on, but yeah. So this is the system that I chose. I just thought it was kind of fitting because I work in this environment every single day, and to actually like visualize it and be like, okay, like this is why the system is the way it is, and why it necessarily flows so well. I just thought that was really cool to like put into perspective, to actually see that and to present that to you professors. So yeah, so here's kind of the layout. So it's a line-based system. If you've ever been to a Chipotle before, basically you walk in, you find the food line, and you order either left to right or right to left, starting with hot ingredients to cold ingredients. You cash out, you pay, and then you can eat inside, or you can take it to go with you. And then we also have an option to order ahead on platforms like DoorDash and Uber Eats, or through the Chipotle app, where you can order ahead excuse me, and go and pick up your food in advance. So that's something that's really cool. But yeah, so here's the layout of mine. It's a combination of um, a line layout, and then also it's a really big process layout overall, which I detailed in my response paper. But yeah, so hopefully I'm not in the frame, I'll just kind of stand to the side. But so right here you have the entrance right into the front. We are in a like a strip mall type of thing, so ours is all the way on the left. And I have something to add to it to the end of one of the things that I think could help our flow. But yeah, so you have the entrance here. So when you go in, you can either go to the left side, that's if you're going to order in or order food from our line, or you can go to the right and go right up to the cashier where you can go to the pickup section. So it differentiates the two. So if you're coming in to order food, you're going to get your food, and if you're coming in to pick up, you don't have to wait in line with the rest of the people just to pick up your order. So it makes it way more efficient. So yeah, so you come in, you go to the left. This is the waiting area here. It's a line that goes all the way down the side of the restaurant. I like this because it's all the way on the outside, so it keeps customers out of the way. I've been in different restaurants where it'll kind of go down the middle with tables on each side. And I just kind of think like if I'm waiting in line, I don't want people like looking at what I'm eating, or feel uncomfortable that I'm standing or right next to people who are eating. So I like that. But yeah, so then you come straight up into here. We have our food line. So this is our hot products, all of the meats, rices, queso, vegetables, and things like that. So you go through and you order that with a person who's working here. And then there's also the cold side. So you have like sour cream and cheese, salsas and guacamole, and things like that. So you just kind of keep moving throughout this line, and then you have a cashier at the end who has a cooler with your drinks. They'll process your payment, and then this is also where the pickup shelf is as well. And then after that, after you're done, you go right out back this way. On your way out, you grab your drinks, your utensils, and you're back out the door. So yeah, it's kind of a circular flow as you go through, and then all the tables and stuff are in the middle. We have some middle seating in the middle for just more social areas, and then we also have some spaces that are tucked off to the side, kind of like a restaurant. If you want a little bit of privacy while you're eating, you can do that as well. And then you also have trash on your way out, so if you're coming out, you need to throw something away, or if you need to leave your trays and dishes there, you can. So yeah, that's pretty much it for eating inside. And then for the back part here, it's really complicated, but it's separated by walls so that when you, as a customer, the only things that you can really see are your food being prepared, which I think is really cool. So if you can see it on camera, the yellow lines on there is what I used to mimic walls. So directly behind the line, we have the hot grill. That's typically where I do most of my work. But that's where we cook things like fajita veggies, chicken, we heat up beans, steak, all that good stuff. So all that stuff is right behind there. So customers coming through the line can see their food being prepared, which is really cool. We have our fryer for chips. So we have someone come in who separately does chips, gives them roll designation, which is really cool, just like the grill. We have the area where we put dirty dishes, and there's also a person who works in the dish pit directly behind that wall, and they'll come out, grab dishes, and make sure that everyone, particularly me on the grill, make sure that we have dishes. And then we have the cut station, so that's where meat is cut, and there's also a hot well over there, which is designed to keep meat at temperature and to store it there when it's not being used. And then going into the back, so another visible part while customers and stuff are right here is the prep table. So that's basically where we prepare all the food in the morning and then also throughout the shift. So whether that's salsa, whether that's guacamole, cutting peppers and onions, marinating steak, things of that sort. We want our customers to be able to see that. So it's a really cool kind of flow. So going through, you can always see your food being prepared, which puts an emphasis on quality, which I necessarily appreciate. And then also directly behind this, we have the chef's table where things like rices are mixed. And then also you're grabbing stuff out of this thermal thing that's filled with hot water that brings food up to temperature. So that's where that is. And then we also just have like our dry stock area. So places where we keep utensils, bowls, lids, napkins, and things of that sort. So it keeps it out of the way, but everyone knows where it is. And then in the back here we have our trash area, so just taking trash cans and trash bags. And then we have a cooler. We do not have a freezer, but the cooler is what holds all of our food. It's a really essential part of everything that we do because we have to keep stuff up to temperature because we only use fresh food. We don't use anything that's frozen. And then directly in the back we have our office, so that helps with preparation planning. Making schedules, making sure that we're ordering the correct amount of product for the days that are coming, and then also just looking at our plans and sales, which is really important. And then lastly on the right side here, I talked about the pickup line, but we have our digital make line over here. So that's when people order online, it comes up on screens and you basically just make an order, you bump it to the next one, and then that's what goes through the next order. So that's really cool. It's really efficient and keeps people out of the line in the store so that people who do come in can get their food just as fast as people who order online. And then on the back side of the wall here, we just have our men's and women's restrooms. And then kind of my last thing I wanted to touch on was something that I feel like could help the flow and that they talked about since we are a corner building, is adding a drive-through over here to this left side so that people can come through and actually pick up their digital orders without coming in the restaurant. I feel like it would cause a lot less disruptions for our cashier and the person that's standing there, and also just make for a more efficient system, people that don't even have to get out of their vehicles to get fresh food. I feel like that would be really cool. So this is my workflow, and I hope it demonstrates the capacity, efficiency, and flow that you asked for.